Welcome at Sincerely Life, where we help you to be a healthier, happier you. I am Dr. Rita van Rensburg, and today's topic is key steps for eating mindfully. Eating is a process vital to every human being. Eating is also one of the most enjoyable experiences we have in life. However, for many of us, it has become a source of suffering. Our anxious and worried minds have robbed something from our bodies and hearts. They have stolen our birthright to just enjoy the natural satisfaction and cheer we find in eating. Currently, worldwide, there is an obesity epidemic. In many developed countries, more than 2 in 3 adults are classified as being overweight or obese, as well as 1 in 4 children being classified as the same. Maybe the world needs the wisdom of my grandmother. When complaining about my skeleton that was camouflaged in a little bit too much body fat, she told me that the only thing that we eat that makes us fat is the food that we do not pray for. How true! All those things that I put into my mouth without paying attention to it. This was her way to tell me to eat mindfully. Mindfulness is the act of paying full, non-judgmental attention to our moment-to-moment experiences. Mindfulness is available to us each and every day. We repeatedly fail to slow down and value some of the most essential, enjoyable experiences that fill our daily lives. You may possibly think that your life isn't always filled with such incidents and that you have to search for them. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Yet, there are many activities we take part in daily that present chances for deep sensory-heavy experiences. If we just slow down enough to give our full attention to our present activity, the activity itself can be transformed as though we are experiencing it for the very first time. Nowhere this is truer than in the case of food. Eating is a daily habit that involves many automatic processes. Eating does not always require focused attention. We can easily have dinner and watch television, send an email, or work on our to-do lists, or have a conversation at the same time. Our attention is not focused on the sensation of eating then, but on the television, email, or the content of the conversation. When this happens, we tend to enjoy our food less. Most of us eat 2 to 3 meals per day. Like most people, you most likely snack several times a day in between. But pause for a second and ask yourself, can you recall what you ate yesterday? Do you remember how it tasted? What was the texture like? Did you pay any attention? Were you eating mindfully? Mindful eating is deliberately paying attention to what is happening both inside yourself, in body, mind and heart, and outside yourself, in your environment, while you eat. Mindful eating involves full awareness without criticism or judgment. The words without criticism or judgment are central to mindfulness. Mindful eating is a quest marked by curiosity, exploration, learning, and a growing feeling of being set free. This is not about diets, swapping food groups, charts, or scales. Mindful eating is not decreed by an external authority. It is guided by your own inner experience, moment by moment. Your experience is the only one of its kind. Mindful eating ultimately is acceptance-based, intuitive, and accepts the fact that we as human beings will always have cravings and struggle with it, but we can slow down ourselves and reflect on the best strategies to manage them. Therefore, you are the expert. Mindful eating helps us to become aware of what our body is telling us about satiety and hunger. We learn how to best nourish our body, and this reduces poor decision making. This process takes a proactive approach to our nutritional habits, which for most individuals has been completely taken for granted and reactive for their lives. So, eating mindfully requires making conscious choices about the food we eat, both quality and quantity. It involves a degree of mental effort, as this needs to be practiced constantly until it becomes a mindset or habit. How then can one become a mindful eater? When we become more aware of what foods we are unconsciously craving, reaching for, or making do with, we can look for the why that drives or enables it. Are we at the mercy of our taste buds, lazily relying on habits, or snacking due to emotional distress or simply boredom? The fact is, we are not making adult conscious decisions before we prepare or eat our food, even though we may often regret it afterwards. That is another huge bonus of mindful eating, the release from guilt. Ultimately, when we ask ourselves why, we become more likely to choose healthier options based on our dietary needs and lifestyle goals. Here are some key steps to mindful eating. 1. Ask yourself, how hungry am I? 2. Why do I want to eat right now? 3. Find some place different to eat, away from your busy life, such as your desk at work. 4. Remove any distractions. Try not to eat while watching TV or scrolling down your phone. 5. Eat slowly and intentionally. Don't wolf down your food. 6. Focus on the process of eating. Divide or chop your food into manageable bites and eat with focus on taste, smell, sight, and more. Make it an experience rather than a vacuuming job. These steps encourage a person simply to slow down and be in a highly aware, conscious state during something that is for most people mostly completely routine and thoughtless. Ultimately, it requires a great amount of sensitivity and desire to become aware of what we choose to do. In conclusion, mindful eating isn't a fad or a diet style, which is simply a meal plan with a deadline. Mindful eating can contribute to a healthier pattern of eating. Mindfulness lessens emotional eating and can help contribute to a healthier weight. Because mindful eating reduces the speed of eating, you satisfy your hunger earlier and thus end up eating less. This reduces the chance of overeating and thus the consequences like high blood pressure, diabetes, and cancer as well. Moreover, mindful eating allows you to enjoy tasty food more. Mindful eating is also fun. No matter what your age or condition, we all have to eat and drink, which gives us at least 3 to 6 opportunities a day to bring the power of mindfulness into our lives. It is our sincere wish at Zenzele Life that this information on mindful eating will assist you to release yourself to the joyfulness and delight, the abundance and wonder of the simplest acts of eating and drinking mindfully, so that you can discover sincere, profound, and ongoing satisfaction with food and delight in eating throughout your life.